Hi, I'm Scott Geens. Some of my favourite venues that I fish are the narrow canals in the Midlands where I was brought up. Now, the last few seasons I've not fished them as much, but just recently I've gone back to my roots and I've been fishing the Shropshire Union, the Staffs and Worcester Canal that I really do love, and I have rekindled that love affair with them. The past season I've had some really good success, won some matches, won a lot of money, but most of all I've really enjoyed my fishing, and I think I'd almost forgot how good that fishing actually was. You know, I'm privileged to fish in some of the best teams in the Midlands with Foster's, Tipton and more recently Starlets, and that's allowed me to fish with some of the greatest canal anglers, the likes of Paul Turner, Peter Plant, Joe Brennan. And as I say, this past year, going back to my roots, I've not enjoyed my fishing as much as I have this year for as long as I can remember. The canals have changed. Years ago we'd be scratching around for, £3 sometimes, it'd be good enough for a match win. This year I've had numerous double figure weights, but most of all I've been enjoying it. We're talking about the lower weight matches. One match that immediately springs to mind was a Winter League semi-final practice years ago on the Shropshire Union Canal at Soudley. It was a typical winter day, raining heavily, freezing cold, mud everywhere, and the fishing weren't great. Most of the people in my section had gone home, and I'd got what I thought was around £3. I was considering putting back. It was that cold and I just wanted to get in the pub, to be honest. And canal legend Dave Berras came down. Now Dave is, as everyone knows, he's the legend. The word legend is used too often. With Dave, it's not. He's exactly that. And I told him I'd got about £3 and I was considering putting back. He said, "Don't do that." He says, "You've got to weigh in, you'll win the section." So I waited and I waited and I waited, eventually weighing £3 too. Got back to the pub. Believe it or not, I'd won the match. A 90 pegger worth a few quid, and I was that close to putting my fish back. So there's a tip for you: never tip back, because you never know. Other memorable matches include when I was fishing for Foster's Tipton. We went on a great run in nationals. That was when there was 5 divisions, where we won gold, silver, bronze, silver. So 5 medals on 5 different shallow canals in 5 years, which is a really good achievement. One particular national that stands out was the 2009 Division 1 when I was fishing for Starlets. I finished 4th overall, which was was a nice result. I got a section winning gold medal for that and a couple of grand, which is always nice. But it sticks out particularly because I caught my personal best chub. I weighed £22 that day, and most of that was 4 chub and a few small fish. The biggest one going £6.4, which is a massive chub on any venue, but for a shallow canal caught in a foot of water, it was a really special moment in a big match. Really do have good memories of that. The thing I really love about shallow canal fishing, particularly these days, is the amount of different methods you have to employ and you have to be proficient at to be successful. Gone are the days where it's just about shipping a fish a chuck. There's still a lot of that, and for me personally, I love nothing more than ladling in squats, up to 2 pints in the summer on the Staffs and Worcester and the Shropshire Union. Absolutely great fishing, get the roach competing and just try and ship as many as you can, as quick as you can. But you also have to have caster fishing, chop worm fishing, all of these in your armoury. There's loads of chub in these canals now and big fish. So you're almost fishing commercial style, heavier elastics, heavier lines, bigger baits, and you can get some really big weights adopting that sort of approach. And as much as I enjoy that, I do like my finesse fishing. And in particular, it can be absolutely deadly, and a lot of people ignore it, is hemp seed. Fishing hemp in the summer can transform a match. The national I fished this year for Black Country was going well. I'd got a couple of kilo going into the last hour, so I'd got team points. But I've gone onto my hemp line with just over an hour to go, and I've proceeded to add another 3 kilo of roach, catching stamp roach, one every chuck in a foot of water for the last hour. It doesn't get any better than that. You really do have options on these canals now, particularly with big fish. I remember many years ago winning a Drennan Super League round on the Staffs and Worcester at Penkridge with 2 carp for over £20. I mean, when you've got fish like that you can target, you can turn a no-hoper match into a match win. You know, so it's always worth remembering that you've always got options. You know, if you can't catch roach, if you can't catch skimmers, you know, there's something that you can do, and that's why it's good to be versatile, have a selection of rigs set up, and keep an open mind of what you might achieve. I remember a few years ago I did a feature for Pole Fishing magazine with Tom Scoley, and we went to above the lock at Swindon, which is a very narrow section of canal, very shallow, and that day we actually caught that many fish. We couldn't weigh them, but we estimated had close to £100, and that was lots of chub up to £4, some lovely big bream and great big perch. So there's lots of great fishing to be had on the canals, and I'm very fortunate to live where I do in the Midlands. We have some of the best canals in the country. When it comes to shallow canals, my favourite has to be the Shropshire Union. I've been fishing it now for nearly 30 years, and I've had some great results, some fantastic match wins. I've framed in a couple of nationals on there, and it's one of the venues I consider to be a lucky venue. It doesn't matter where I sit, the fish seem to follow me around, and I do get a bit of stick for that, but you know what anglers are like. But I just sort of have a love affair with it, love going there, great bunch of lads that fish it, you know, part of match angling culture, you know, going back to the pub, having the crack, and that's why I've enjoyed so much going back to it these last few years, and I intend to carry that on for the foreseeable future. Catching loads of fish in good company and really enjoying your fishing.